Yes, what's going on? We're back for another episode of Table Talk, our favourite discussion point of the week. Okay, team, this week is a big one. Should going to the barriers 10 minutes before the game's finished be banned in women's football? So I'm talking WSL, Championship, UCL, all that good stuff. Should it be banned? I'm going to come to you first, James. What are you saying?
Yes.
What is that writing, please?
James always has to be different.
What's wrong with my expression?
First of all, it's in the left-hand corner for no reason.
One yes. Moyo, what are you saying?
I said yes.
Big fat yes. Yeah. I have also gone with yes, and obviously we know I have to do a bit of art, so I've gone with a red flag.
Yes.
Right. Let's just discuss this whole situation. James, I love it because you always tweet about this. Please just tell me how you feel about it.
I just think you've gone to see a football match. Everyone's going to hate me, but I just think at the end of the day, you can have role models, you can have people that you look up to, but it's okay to just sometimes leave after the game. Yeah. I think there's so much pressure that everyone puts to get a picture, to talk to a player. Like, you even hear horror stories about someone's been pushed out the way before it's their time to see a player and stuff like that. But it's like, it's not your time to see a player. The players don't owe you anything. Yeah. Out of the kindness of their hearts, they will spend time. But at the same time, people need to realise, like, these are professional athletes that are at the top of their game. Sometimes they're not going to want to speak to anyone after a game.
Yeah, for real. And especially after a loss.
Yeah, so that should be respected. So I think that's why you shouldn't go to the barrier, because you might not see anyone.
I mean, I think the fact as well, we're seeing it like sometimes 10 minutes before a game's even done, or like minimum of extra time has been added. Like, it's wild. Moyo, what's your thoughts on it? Do you think it needs to be cut out? Do you think there needs to be procedures in place, or?
So I've written yes, but I'm not completely against it, but I'm against people's reactions when it doesn't go their way whilst they're down at the barriers. So almost I'm saying yes because I know what the reaction could be, and therefore this is probably the only thing that you can do to stop that from happening. The reason why I'm not completely against the actual act, though, is that, like, I think it's nice for when a team's won, for example, for them to see that, fans want to see them. I think the issue comes in that, as James was saying, there's a lot of expectation when they go down to the barriers, because then it's like, well, I've come down here, so why can't I get X, Y, Z? Or why haven't you done this? But they don't, so the players don't have to do anything. You going down there, it's like, okay, you've decided to do that. But it doesn't mean anything. It's like when people go to see, like, celebrities or something, and they're waiting outside their, like where they're...
The stage door,
for example, but then they go out another way. You're not going to now come and attack. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you're not entitled to anything. And I feel like the problem is right now, there feels like there's a lot of entitlement in going down to the barriers.
I think I completely agree with you. So I should probably clarify. The question is like 10 minutes before. Because I love the aspect of seeing like people meeting their heroes, the kind things that players do, the interactions, the wholesome pictures, the post-match stuff that we get to see. But I don't like the side of it where, as James has said, like, the game is still going on. You're there to see professional athletes playing ball. You're there to see players at the top of their game, some of them representing their country at the highest of levels. And like, sometimes I feel, and I think James, you actually tweeted it, like, would these people be going to matches if they couldn't or didn't have the opportunity to meet players? Because as you say, I think there's a lot of, I'm going to the game because I think I'm going to meet someone after. Or don't get me wrong, like, I love the aspect of you're able to do it, but you should be going there first and foremost to watch a game of football, to support athletes doing their job. Because same way, if you're watching it on TV, you're not going to meet that player, are you? Because you're watching it at home and you're appreciating it at home. Like us lot, when we don't go to games, we're tweeting about it, we're talking about it. And then when we're at games, and when there's loads of people that just go to the game and loads of them flood out, I think it's so special that we have those connections and those reputations and like relationships being built between players and fans. But I totally agree in terms of like sometimes the expectation, like, and the horror, like some of the horror story, like, did you see the other week, like someone tweeted, all the players lost, but they come over and your players didn't come over, my daughter, my granddaughter wanted to meet you. And then there's a picture of the player actually taking pictures and giving her shirt away with people at that same game where apparently she's not, and I'm like, this is a lot. Like, I don't, like.
But as the game grows, you're not going to be able to make everyone happy. As the attendances grow, that's the thing. Women's football's constantly growing. Soon, there's going to be they're going to be playing like 40,000 stadiums. You're not going to see 40,000 people, even if they all go down to the bottom. So many people are going to be left. Oh, so are people going to complain then? Yeah. But that's the thing.
They are.
Then, they are. Yeah. I'm at the top. I've come all the way down.
They are.
You know, it's so hard because it's so special. Like moments like that are so precious. Like, but it's as you say, as our game grows, like this game that we love grows.
And do you want it to grow or not? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think they do.
I'm now starting to
think. It's part of the growth, isn't it? Like with that growth, that becomes harder. The reality of meeting your heroes becomes a lot harder. I think on the flip side, maybe it's a not a wake up call, but a way for like the cogs to be turning for clubs now to be like, okay, how do we still keep our players connected to our supporters without it physically being after a game?
Social media.
Hundreds of people.
I agree.
But there's other things that can be put in place. You know, like sign-in sessions, like clubs still do that. I know like Crystal Palace do stuff like that. I see it with the women's team. Durham do it. Like, there are teams that do it, and Barcelona do a lot of it. Hey, with the kit, Barca, okay. But, do you know what I mean? Like, there are things in place, and yeah, like, it's, I don't know, it's so difficult because it's such a special thing, but the demand and, as you say, the entitlement, or like, people thinking they're owed it because they've paid money to go and see, like, that's dangerous stepping. Like, it's really dangerous stepping. Like,
because you paid money for a game, you're not paid money for anything else.
Part of me just thinks the connection that you have with the players, don't you get that when you see them kick a ball? Don't you get that when you see them celebrate? Like, you know, a celebration, I feel like I'm on the pitch with them when they celebrate.
That is so wholesome.
No matter what direction they go in. So I think, I don't know, sometimes the whole idea of the connection is what you make it. You can choose to feel left out by not seeing a player, but actually that player gave everything for you, everyone that's in that stadium and watching. Because what about international people? Like, there's international fans, they won't be able to get down to signing sessions, but like, they understand through content, through like videos, Q&As and stuff, like my player answered my question, stuff like that. Oh, I've seen them in a different light. I think that's the importance. Sometimes they want to see players in a different light, that they don't see them on the pitch, but there's different ways to do that.
And that's when like brands and clubs step in to be like, okay, we're a sponsor of this team, or we work with this team, or we are this team. How do we then take X, Y, and Z and show them, not just as a player? Like, I think that's so important. And I think we can safely say, as a roundup, that going to the barriers 10 minutes before a game, it kind of needs to be cut out. We just need to go to football matches, enjoy it, feel the connection, feel that passion, and yeah, just let the game grow naturally and not be too disappointed if you don't meet your hero, because there are other ways to connect with them. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. This has been Table Talk. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.